solution is. I mean, what we need is a guy who'll come in and file Michael's nails and...
me, I've got an idea.
We'll also get to that in a minute as well. Why wasn't chair mentioned in the document? Did you mention it as a seating device, an advanced arse-holding implement? How did you not mention chair?
I didn't mention chair in many respects because of the potential mockery of you've just invented a chair. Really? That is the big idea? And it's a lot more... Smart chair is probably how I should have described it.
Right.
Because the idea of this chair is it measures how strong your back is, and then it helps you develop that strength so you have less back problems.
Right.
However, I can see Lord Sugar over your shoulder going, don't mention a chair. Stop mentioning a chair.
Yeah, that sounds very expensive chair, what you've just described. Monitoring back
cyber
problems.
Chair, crazy chair.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Does it actually relax back and there's a fridge with beer in it? Because that is the most advanced chair I've seen. Write that down. You got the notebook. I love the fact that you've got the notebook. I love it. Always with the notebook. Always. Richard, what did you think of the pitch in the interview? How do you think you performed there?
I have to say, I'm delighted you won. You were my favourite right from the beginning. I thought you brought so much to the show. I think you've shown something which the nice guy comes first in business, an awful lot. The images in business, you've got to be sort of really hard and aggressive and arrogant, and it's not how you win. I was looking at anyone. You proved that, through your tenacity and your ideas. I have to say, if it doesn't work out with Lord Sugar, with all due respect, I'd love to go in business with you. I've got this great idea. You're such a likeable guy. I think a whole range of Tom dolls would be really popular. Right. Nodding heads. Yeah. And eyes that go from left to right. Yeah. It's a big product there.
That's two people you've employed tonight, haven't you? Didn't you offer a hell of a job?
Three.
Oh, God.
God employed the other one.
Have you got a job for me?
Yeah, definitely.
Michael, what did you think of Tom?
You were nice and likeable and full of ideas, and generating ideas is a big part of this. In previous years, selling has been massive. Yeah. And what is great about you is you throw the ideas out there, whatever they are, and work with them and see if there's something in it. To the extent that sometimes you just say one, you'll just go traffic lights. And if it doesn't catch on, you'll go, OK, well, let's move on, which is nice. Yeah. Emergency biscuit. That wasn't one of your better ones.
Although everyone now is saying, emergency biscuit, Tom. This is definitely a time.
Let me give you a call on the emergency biscuit.
That's not going to be a large part of it, isn't it?
I'd rather have the chair. That's how bad the emergency biscuits are. But I do like the ideas. I do like the ideas bouncing across because, as you say, 20 ideas and then one hits and... That's it,
I'd like to come to your office next year, which will basically be a bunch of previous Apprentice winners sitting in relaxing chairs, eating emergency biscuits.
Is there anything, by the way, you'd like to say to Helen?
If this was the old system, which, namely that of the, giving someone a job, quite clearly she would have walked it. No disrespect. I expressed my opinion on her business idea, which came as a bit of a shock to me in the end. And I've always preached a kind of a policy of that if you want to start a business on your own, you need to do so in something that you've had some experience in, that you've got a passion for, not something that you just think is a good idea. But I think throughout the course of the process, Helen showed to her current employer, most probably, who kindly gave her 12 weeks off to come into this process. He or she is going to have to be a bit of a mug not to actually promote her or give her some bigger position now that she's seen what she's capable of doing. So there you go.
OK. What he's also saying, by the way, is there in the old process, you'd have been fired weeks ago. But just let's not let that lie. Tom, you do have a reputation for, for being quiet, for not pushing yourself forward, which is why...
Sorry, can I just interrupt you?
No. But after the interviews, you told this incredible story in the boardroom.
Tom, let me into your secret, because I'm dying to know. How did you manage to get into somewhere like Walmart?
By using my creativity, Lord Sugar. I knew that to get into the major retailer in this country as an individual, I'd just get battered away. So I created a beautiful parcel. And I said to the receptionist, I have a special delivery, has to be hand-delivered to this certain buyer. She said, I'll put it on the side, and I said, no, it's got to be hand-delivered, it's an incredibly special parcel. The lovely lady came down, and I explained that I was an inventor, and I had this fantastic concept for her. And she was really very, very shocked. But yes, she'd give me half an hour. And it was from that half an hour that it went into the American retailer and the UK retailers.
I didn't know you had it in you, Tom.
How great is that? I mean, check out the balls on this guy going into a show. What was in the packet, by the way? Was it the nail file?
Yeah, it was the nail file.
Because there was an ambiguity in the story that you'd arrived in with, you know, when they put a box on their lap and they go, hey, look at the box, baby. Look at what's in here. Oh, hey.
My pet elephant.
Yeah. Do you think, though, you could have used that brass, because that's sheer brass neck, you think you could have used that during the tasks a bit more?
Potentially.
Yeah.
I think I tried to bring that out as much as possible, and with the, with the juggling or with the going forward on certain things. Yeah, I can be a bit more forceful from now on. I think maybe Lord Sugar's got something a bit more on his hands than you might have expected.
Yes. Were you impressed with this?
I mean, look, it was interesting to hear that story. It reminded me of a couple of the little ventures I used to get up to in the early days to get products in, to get attention from the buyers, and I saw myself doing something a bit similar to that. And that's the attraction of getting back into making a product and selling it into the retail trade, you know.
Richard, you're nodding there because obviously, you've done that, you brought a product to market. I mean, did you have to use tricks like that to get through?
I have to say, I remember this one time to try and make an impression. I dressed up as a vicar and brought 2 nuns with me and walked onto a trading floor. And within about 5 seconds, I found myself thinking, what have I done? It was a disastrous initiative. But you do try. You just try and get that face time. You've got to get in front of people. You've got to do whatever you can.
We're going to come back to Tom in a minute. Let's start with the other 2 finalists that we have. Susan, firstly.
Well, Susan, you know what? I've always wanted to be in the cosmetics industry, and there's no question of it. Susan's got something about her. She really has. And, all I can say is I would like to keep in close contact with her, because I think, young Tom, there's some synergy there with the nail file and the cosmetics and all that stuff. There may be a little deal to be done, you know. And then,
and Jim was worthy of a couple of awards.
Jim, I don't need a salesman at the moment, and obviously in his business idea, we won't go there. But no, look, when it comes to salesmanship and it comes to that demeanour that he has, that way with people, you might want to tackle the Irish debt. You never know. You might be able to sort that out. Look, if ever anybody needs a salesperson, there's your man.
You had a peculiar mix of traits, by the way, because you were usually right and they usually didn't listen to you.
I've got a really good one for you. The name Every Dog.
I'm very concerned about the fact that we're going for every.
You might as well have called it any old dog.
Our treatment room is in the department store on the 3rd floor, a little bit far away.
We will be fine. If you can just pop that down, Tom.
Sorry.
How do you blow your load?
Myself and Helen are uncomfortable with the how to blow your load.
How do you blow your load?
You have straight away alienated probably 80% of our client base.
I felt that I wanted to go for the rucksack, and I was conscious if I'd forced a product on the 3 of you, that you would have been like, well, I can't really bother to sell this.
The rucksack was the winning product here.
Yep.
So how are you going to arrange it so your hindsight happens a little bit earlier than it is at the moment?
Or how am I going to arrange it that I get people on board with the idea and to listen to it?
Yes.
The insight was there, it's just making it happen.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or pushing it through, or something like that. So
Well,
I've got to work on that, definitely.
Yeah, of course they will be working for you, so that is always easier to have people...
It's helpful.
Yeah,
Yes.
to believe in yours when you're writing their checks at this stage. Jane, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think you played an absolute blinder because when I first started watching this, earmarked you at the very beginning. I thought, lovely guy, he will not last at all. But, of course, this is about, as Lord Sugar said, it's about selling a product. And I think that is why you've won this whole series, because I think that's what it's about, and that's clearly what you were the best candidate for. But you do lack that ruthless streak, because right at the very end, when it was the final, and you took the phone call, and they said, you've got 48 hours to come with a business plan, I would have gone to the rest of the house and said, we've got 48 hours off, you don't have to do anything at all.
You definitely you missed an opportunity. You could very easily have gone, wrong number. Maybe hello, like, who was that? Somebody just put the phone rang. It's like, no, I'm just going to go to my room and you'll see me in 48 hours.
That was fun. But it was funny when I got off the phone. The other three were like, "So what did they say? What did they say? Come on, there must be more detail."
You had the power. You had all the power right there.
If the two of you disagree on something, by the way, you know,
I'll be right.
Yeah.
So you can do rock paper scissors just to check.
I think the thing is, I've made it perfectly clear that there's an investment of £250,000 going into a company. You're going to make your own pay, sunshine. Yeah. So the thing is, if you're going to be arguing with anybody about your ideas, you're going to have to look in the mirror and say, do you think that's a good idea, this thing? Yeah, it's quite okay. Yes.
I wasn't sure. Does that mean that he could just take the 250,000 and then in 12 months' time go, we had a really bad year?
Well, I don't think it'd be as easy. Not as easy as that, really. No. Not as easy as that.
Checks
because there might be a parliamentary inquiry into
it. Because you are a tremendously well-mannered individual, by the way. I mean, to the extent...
That's for his mum and dad. Round of applause.
Very good. Well done. Bravo. You even invented a whole new form of good manners.
Run it out like that, have an actual plan before we even start, because you can apply.
If you've got something to say,